Hello and welcome to the new installment of the Brutally Honest podcast. Joined a little by the same cast of characters. We got me, Erich, Dylan.
Hey, it's Dylan. How's it going?
Nadia.
Hi everybody, it's Nadia. I hope you guys are well.
And Jason.
Hey there, folks.
There we go.
You know, Erich, I'm hearing like a lot of echo.
Really. Hold on.
I think it might be Dylan.
Okay, let's look good again. But yeah. So we have aside from some technical difficulties.
We'll just edit this part out. So feel free.
Pretty good stuff going on this week.
Yeah. Once again, very exciting stuff.
I don't know what it is. Such as the For Honor closed. I haven't been following this. Are you guys excited about this?
Yeah, I actually posted the season pass and the gold and standard and deluxe editions on the website too. And I think Rainbow Six Siege did the same thing with their packaging, but yeah, the closed beta I'm definitely excited for.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm
not really familiar with it either. I know the basic premise, but that's about it.
Yeah, I've stayed. We've probably stayed or stayed up to date with it through E3 and those press conferences where they actually shown the game. But I personally have never went out and I don't know really who's excited for this game, but I can tell it's a pretty cool game so far of what it is. I never got into the alpha. I think they had.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they came out with an alpha. I never got into that though.
Okay.
Because that was closed.
A pretty big deal for. Is it Ubisoft?
Yeah, it's Ubisoft.
All right, so new IP.
Because they just released Watch Dogs 2, and so this is their next big release.
Cool. Well, has anybody played Watch Dogs 2?
Yeah,
No.
I played some of it. I didn't play a lot of it. Yeah.
You liked it, right?
It was pretty cool, but the only thing I didn't really like about it is that they just opened the entire game to you, and I like that with some games, but I needed some path to take because I need some linearness in that game because I really didn't know what to do when I first started. After you complete the tutorial level, it jumps you into the game. It's like I open up my mini map and it has 1,000 things, 1,000 objectives on it, and I don't know where to start.
It's a little too open. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's not too open? It's very linear.
Capcom.
Capcom's Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which is not very soon.
Didn't they already release this?
I think they released Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I don't think they released Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah, so you're taking it back to Street. Is it Street Fighter?
Yes.
Street Fighter 4. I bought the original Street Fighter 4, and then they came out with 20 more versions of the game.
Yes.
Yeah, but the one that they released on the PS4 after I'm not sure exactly when it was. It wasn't too long ago. Has all the extra characters there.
Are there any extra characters in this, new ones?
No. Idea.
Well,
I mean,
boy, that's a good point.
Because it's not out retail.
Well, it is going to get a retail version.
Right.
Which I believe is a GameStop exclusive.
Gotcha.
but that's a really good point. I don't know what the difference is. Hold on, just looking at the wiki.
Sure.
Xbox One and Windows are getting it. I think that's the thing.
Okay. Because they made it sound like it was coming out on the PS4 and that was new, but it's been out on the PS4 for at least a few months.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely it has. I think that's the thing. So Xbox and Windows are getting it, and there's going to be a retail version.
Gotcha.
I think that's pretty much it.
That's,
So it's more exciting news from Capcom.
Available now for PS Vita.
For the what?
PS Vita.
what about the Vita?
What that is.
I see. I see how it is.
I don't recognize consoles that have no games.
Oh man, there's a shot.
This is
I have
horrible.
that, and I love it. So
Yeah, I know. Me too. It's just that. Yeah, there's no support.
Yeah.
And now the support is officially gone. So that's it.
Just because they don't come out with AAA games for it doesn't mean there's no support.
Yes, it does.
I mean, that's kind of what that means. But
Moving on.
I don't think
Moving on.
Well, I don't know anything about Final Fantasy 15, so this is our next point.
Yeah.
Does anybody have anything to say about the Moogle Chocobo Carnival?
it sounds we're dumb. But you know what? That's fine. I'll throw my copy in and I'll go visit this freaking Chocobo Carnival, Moogle Carnival.
You don't want to ride a giant chicken? Come on.
I mean, you can do that in the base game.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So,
But these are special chicken.
Apparently, they're Moogle tickets. No. I don't know. It's pretty neat. More content's never a bad thing.
What is it though? Is it just like a new area to go to?
Yeah. You know what? That yawn gives more information than I have because I don't know. I've seen a couple screenshots. I've seen some, gameplay, but haven't seen anything.
The first post-launch DLC drop, for Final Fantasy 15, the Move Co-op Chocobo, Chocobo Carnival comes in free and premium flavors. Ooh. So whether you've purchased the season pass or not, be sure to grab all available updates and the holiday pack for the PlayStation Store or Xbox Marketplace. The event itself will be available 5 p.m. Pacific. Click the link, and this check out. So you come up with a new place, and you get new stuff you can wear around, like Chocobo hats, and you get this humongous carnival area you get to explore. And this is from the website VG247.
It's exciting. All right. So I'm sure if Benj was here, he'd be very excited about it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
all I could say about that is that, well, I don't have a PS4, so I wouldn't be able to experience it. But I do like the soundtrack. That's the one thing that I've been enjoying is the official soundtrack from the game. But that's pretty much it.
Okay. So it sounds good.
Yeah, I mean,
It sounds good.
More
It
content,
sounds.
in my opinion.
What's that?
I was going to say that more content's never a bad thing.
No,
So-
never. Yeah. And
Goofy,
yeah.
silly
That's
content.
always fun. Unless people start complaining that it's not on the disc.
Right.
Which is always a thought.
But so yeah, there's some other stuff that we've been listed on our news points that I kind of want to mention briefly.
Okay, go ahead.
Is that Nintendo had a Fire Emblem,
Yes.
and they're coming out with the mobile Fire Emblem game at the beginning of February, first on Android devices.
Now, what is that? Is it a like an RPG or something, or what?
It's Hold on, Dylan's microphone. I keep hearing myself double.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So the Fire Emblem mobile game, basically you summon, you draw and you unlock characters with different rarities and strengths, and you add them to your team. It's a gotcha game. It's similar to Final Fantasy Brave Exvius in that way. I'm pretty excited about it just because of the Final Fantasy gameplay on a different scale. This isn't going to impede on Final Fantasy Fire Emblem
right?
games. Full scale Fire Emblem games. I'm just pretty excited. And just a different way to play a Nintendo game that I love. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Nintendo's been doing pretty well with the mobile. I mean, without getting off on a huge jag about it, it's kind of. I mean, it's hard to deny how well they're doing with it. So I can see them totally doing more stuff like this. Like we've got Fire Emblem now. I could see them releasing more stuff because I liked pretty much everything that they've done. And I'm not a big Pokemon fan, but I mean, what I played of that was fun. Pokemon Go. And
Right.
Super Mario Run, I honestly play a ton of it. So I mean, they're doing pretty well.
Yeah. No, I was really kind of blown away to see that this one's going to be an Android exclusive.
It is.
At first, at least.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be on the Play Store before iOS.
I'm hearing that echo again, guys.
Yeah, me too.
Dylan, did you turn your mic back up? Okay, so we had a couple of really cool trailers hit this week. Anybody get a chance to check out Micro Machines World Series?
I didn't actually. But take us through it real quick. What is it?
So it's basically Micro Machines like you remember from a long time ago, if you remember from a long time ago.
Or any tabletop cars games, basically.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty straightforward. It's like racing around on real world tabletops, probably like floors and other things like that, countertops.
With like a semi twisted metal shooter with cars.
Yeah, it's like a vehicular shooter. So
yeah.
You can blast the other Micro Machines and stuff like that. I think there's a dozen or something like that cars that are in it, just off the top of my head. And I mean, it looks pretty neat. I'm a kind of a sucker for those kind of games that have tabletop racing and stuff like that. So I mean, I'll probably check it out, but it looks pretty cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Then also this week we had Toby, The Secret of the Mine, which I was totally unfamiliar with. And I guess Rick had written this one up, but I checked out the trailer and it actually looks pretty cool. It's like a very limbo-y kind of a platformer.
Okay.
Really stood out were the sound effects. Amazing in this game.
It has a lot of puzzle mechanics, as you would expect from like a limbo-esque game like this. It's very dark, and it's very the foreground is very dark, and the background is very vibrant. Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks.
I really do like the art style of it. But then we have Perception, which is which I got moments ago. I saw a trailer for, and it's very interesting. They open up the trailer with a Helen Keller, right? Yeah, Helen Keller quote, and that is for a reason. Because this lady, as far as I know, this lady is blind and she's walking around with it's first person. You walk into a house that kind of reminds me of Gone Home's house, but you walk in a home with a cane and you tap around to see the sound waves bounce off walls and stuff, and that's how you light your path instead of going to complete darkness. And it plays with that. It looks like it plays with that. It's going to play with that very well. And plus, it's a horror game, too, on top of that. So, get some
really cool stuff going on in there.
Yeah. It's
if anybody hasn't checked it out, you really should.
Check it out.
Yeah, this is being made by some of the people who worked on BioShock.
That's right.
Forget the other one. The pedigree of the dev team to make me, want to play this, and I love the concept of it. Just so really cool, playing as a blind woman.
Yeah, I mean
that's awesome.
unique. I mean, where have you seen that before? And the
Yeah.
graphics, I don't know, Eric, have you seen the trailer at all?
I saw pieces of the trailer.
Okay.
So I'm not really speaking to the trailer itself.
Right.
It's just like, talk about a horror game, how more helpless can you be? You're blind.
Yeah.
You know? I'm excited for this game.
Everything is like blue wireframe. When you tap it's probably a cane. When you tap your cane on the ground or on the walls, everything lights up in like a blue wireframe. It looks like it's kind of like billowing out in like kind of puddles of light, and it's really cool. Look, I mean, I don't know. I was saying to Dylan before the show started, I don't know how playing a whole game with that kind of aesthetic is going to feel, but just from the trailer, it looks really cool.
As long as they keep it up with like certain effects, like the alarm clock ringing that wakes up the entire room, and they're going to play with flashing lights a lot. So I'm assuming that light flashes, light goes off, light flashes, light goes off. Things move when the light's off, and then when the light comes on, you see it move.
Gotcha.
You see it moves, and they're gonna obviously play with that, like a doll. Think of a doll. Like this doll. There wasn't a doll in the middle of the room before, but when the lights come back on and you tap the floor, or alarm clock's on, you tap the floor, you see the doll and it starts to freak you out. They're gonna play things with that to keep it fresh and keep the story going. But the narration sounds pretty cool. So they're working. It's not just like a plain horror game. So they're working with something there with the narration, and from what I've heard, it sounds pretty good so far with the lady speaking.
Yeah, it looks nice and creepy too. So
yeah.
I mean,
fingers crossed for that one.
Yeah.
Changing things up a little bit and getting into the wonderful world of film. The final Logan trailer dropped this week. Did anybody watch it?
And it was amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, Jason,
Eric,
what do you think? You're excited about it.
I was. I'm still pretty excited about it. But it's getting a little odd because as cool as the trailer was, and it was, because we got to see X-23, which is Logan's clone. Well, it's probably still going to be his clone. I mean, that's what it is in the comics, so she. So we got to see her in action. She looked great, and we got more Wolverine in action. The only thing is, now we've got some really strange things from the director James Mangold and Hugh Jackman. Who is of course Wolverine. Hugh Jackman said that this is a standalone movie that has no relation really to previous X-Men films. So it's like its own island floating out there, and they're telling an original story that's not connected. And they don't have to worry about tying up loose ends and all of that stuff.
I think that's good.
Well, whether you think that's good or not, then James Mangold said no. This takes place 5 years after the last X-Men, and that's it. So I don't know. I guess maybe Jackman thinks that
it's so different than the rest of them. It could, and you can watch this for the first time thinking it's its own movie.
I don't know. I really don't know.
But luckily they announced it. It has the official rated R rating.
Yep. So it's gonna be nice and bloody.
It's nice and bloody. They're gonna be able to do things that the PG-13 can't.
Yes.
Especially with language, violence, and it's going to be overall non-cheesy, we hope.
Well, there's going to be lots of claws.
Yes.
I just find the statements odd that they both made. It's conflicting, like directly conflicting. It's just very strange. If this was to take place 5 years after the last X-Men, which X-Men movie are they talking about, and which timeline are they talking about? It doesn't make a lot of sense, because if it's taking place after the First Class timeline, which we saw a glimpse of the future of that in Days of Future Past, that would mean 5 years after that point, everything goes to hell, and Wolverine suddenly looks really old, and Professor X is 92. Because what was at the end of that movie was like everything was pretty much fine, and it was just like the X-Men, status quo, and it's just very strange. So I guess you have to see it to kind of put everything together. It's just odd.
But what's going behind it is, but from my judging it from the trailer, I really do hope that it does well, and I hope that it comes through. Basically,
I think it looks good. So I think it's going to be a good movie either way. It's just strange how it fits in, but it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of superhero movies usually. This one looks good though to me. Like
yeah.
It's on my radar.
Maybe this is going to be kind of like that, Eric. Maybe it's going to be one for people who don't really like superhero movies.
Check this out.
Yes, I see that. Dylan just sharing a picture of The Last of Us, contrasted with Logan, the car shot. Very similar.
It would be a good movie.
The Last of Us X-Men edition. It's fine.
It's okay.
What the picture I'm showing is Joel and Ellie are in the car right now, escaping from the city. Yeah, the city. They're escaping from the city in a the city. They're escaping from the town. I forget the guy's name in the town. But the fat spoiler alert, there's a fat
spoiler alert, there's a fat guy.
There's a fat gay guy that they are leaving from. That's Joel's friend, and they help give Joel a truck. And this is the scene where Ellie is staring out the window with Joel riding in it. And from the trailer, you'll see Hugh Jackman, and I don't know the girl's name. You guys know her? Well, anyway, Weapon X. Basically, are in the car. What's her name? You actually know her name?
I did.
Her real name.
Yeah. No.
Well, anyway, they're in the car
I know
together.
the character better than I know her. I haven't read X-Men books in a little while, and I haven't read anything with X-23 in a long time.
No, do you know the actor's name?
Laura Kinney. No.
Laura.
That I don't.
Okay.
But yeah, cool.
Yeah,
What's in Uncanny Valley? Cowardly.
Uncanny Valley.
Uncanny Valley.
This was. I had no idea what this was. I just watched the trailer right before the show started. It's still on the BG main page. It says Big 8-Bit Scares in Uncanny Valley, and that's what it is. It's a horror game. But everything is like 8/16-bit, so it has that kind of visual aesthetic. And it's about somebody who's a night watchman. I think his name is Tom. And he's in some kind of semi-abandoned warehouse facility, and that's where he's posted. And like there's like really horrible stuff going on there that he uncovers, and terrible like shadow monsters are chasing him around, and it looked like there was like a flaming corpse running around him. And then there's these doors open, and there's like a giant head. It's really freaky. So I think if you like that kind of stuff, check out the trailer.
If you guys played Lone Survivor, Jason, that was the name I was looking for. Lone Survivor is it looks very similar to that in its horror-esque ways, but this one is very more, I would say, like an 80s, 70s vibe to it.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. It looks like it does take place in the 80s. Kind of feels like it does. But it's very cool.
Yeah. Definitely I'm going to check that one out.
There's a little bit of what Rick wrote here about the game. There's heavy consequences in it. So if you suffer an injury like break an arm, that's going to stay that way throughout the rest of the game. So you're going to have trouble using stuff like two-handed weapons. So that's really neat.
So I guess if your arm is broken, your aim will be off?
Well, I guess, or you might not be able to use stuff like shotguns if those are in the game.
Or like a crowbar to break open something?
Right. So kind of cool.
We're just spitballing here.
Yep, pretty much.
So if the game is all, retro aesthetics, I guess Uncanny Valley's an ironic name.
Yes.
Irony there. Okay. That's fair.
Irony.
It's uncanny.
Ha!
Can't even. It's uncanny.
It's uncanny how deep that valley is. Jesus.
It's very true.
I hate myself. All right.
That's
Call of Cthulhu.
Yes. Call of Cthulhu looks really cool. I'm not really that big of a fan of Cthulhu, but this looks really, really neat. Really nice graphics. It's got that whole, crazy madness vibe in there.
Is this a different story or is this a remastering?
No, I believe this is brand new.
So this has nothing to do with the old ones.
No.
Okay.
Well, wait, which old ones?
They have initial release date came out in 2005.
No. I thought you meant the great old one, who is Cthulhu.
Oh my god.
Is this based on that short story by H.P. Lovecraft?
No.
Oh, darn.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Maybe by Ubisoft.
I mean, I'm sure it is.
Everything's made by Ubisoft.
I mean, I like Cthulhu. I like H.P. Lovecraft's other work. Maybe this will have a bunch of references to his other stuff.
It might. It's know what it's based on, Eric. It's directly based on the universe created from H.P. Lovecraft's writings by a company called Chaosium.
Okay.
Are you familiar with them?
No, but I like what I hear.
Okay, so this is I think they make tabletop games, and I believe that this game is based on that universe that they created.
Okay.
So it sounds like it should have all the elements that you'd expect from an H.P. Lovecraft story, but it's within this Chaosium universe. So it looks really cool. I mean, it looks great. It's got a creepy island and lots of scares. It looks like so.
Why? Let's take a moment and discuss why is the main protagonist always like a skinny white guy with a beard?
Because it takes place in 1920s and only skinny white guys.
No. I mean, like all these horror games that are coming out, it's always like a skinny white guy with a beard.
I don't know.
I feel like I just got to bring that up.
I don't know.
The horror game had a skinny white guy with a beard.
Do we know the color of the character in Resident Evil?
No, actually, we don't. True.
I mean, it's for.
I don't think. Did they? Yeah, I don't think they showed us that. But yeah, it's just something I've been finding weird.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, maybe skinny white guys with beards are magnets for supernatural, terrifying things.
Oh, Jesus.
So, if you happen to be a skinny white guy, do not grow a beard.
Do not grow a beard.
That's the thing. Just don't.
Shave 24/7.
Oh, all the time.
And right before we get into the comic rack, we have a game that's, based on comics, Injustice 2. So, like I said before, I'm not the biggest Injustice fan. What do you guys think? Were you excited, Jason, still?
Yeah,
riding
I still
that
am.
thing?
Yeah, I liked the original a lot, and I liked the alternate universe that they created with it. So
I did play the story actually for Injustice when it came when it was free for PlayStation Plus, like 2 Decembers ago. I actually played the story, and that was about it. That was all I was going to do because if I went online, oh god.
Well, I'm going to put it like this: I do not play fighting games online because I do not play fighting games enough to be any good at them, and I don't feel like losing every single game I play. So I don't bother with it.
You gotta choose one character and stick with him for the rest of your life.
Yeah, basically you do because you have to get really good at that character, and that's just not going to happen. So, but offline, I played the story as well, and I think that did have an arcade mode if I remember correctly. So I believe I played that a lot, and it's a really fun game. If you like DC Comics, you'll like it. You just will. The fighting mechanics are good. They're NetherRealm, so they're Mortal Kombat-y. It's not like
and if you like rave parties with all your favorite DC characters, this is the place to go.
Well, Injustice 2 will be the place to go. Injustice 1.
Yeah, Injustice 2. Injustice 2.
Injustice 2. We'll have lots of LED lights. Yes, as you pointed out, it's very good. I think all of the armor is going to have crazy, weird stuff happening, and again, I find that really gimmicky. But what are you going to do?
Do you think the armor is going to be game changing?
They say it will. Will it or not? I don't really. I mean, they say like you can.
Could this affect official tournament play?
Good question.
Or do you think they'll ban it?
I think that for the tournament, I think all the equipment will be available. With a couple of exceptions, like a certain piece of armor for Aquaman might be banned because it just gives it too much of a buff. But I think for the most part, they're going to let people use whatever they want because it adds strategic value to it. I feel.
Yeah, there is a lot of strategy. That's true. So in that way, yeah, it can really change. That's true.
I mean, Dota 2 or Dota, I guess. They're not gonna certain items in the game.
Well, it's weird this time because it's a fighting game.
Yeah, but as long as everybody has access to the same stuff, it's not really unfair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eric, are you a fan of fighting games at all, or not?
Yeah, I like fighting games. I'm not the biggest fan of fighting games, but I love Street Fighter. Smash Brothers.
Right. Okay.
Does Streets of Rage count as a fighting game?
No.
No, that's a beat 'em up. But, yeah, no, I like fighting games a lot. I've dabbled in Marvel vs. Capcom. There's a lot going on in that one for me though.
See, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I really, really like. I like the older ones. The Marvel Capcom 3, I didn't really care.
I like Virtual Fighter.
I do too.
Wow.
I played a lot of that on the PlayStation 1.
It was a blast from the past.
Yeah. Blast from the past.
Who remembers
you get that giant
Arena Toshinden?
I've never even heard that.
It was good. A long time ago.
I just like Virtual Fighter because you can have this giant neon sword. Just kill people.
Virtual Fighter?
One of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Moving on.
Soul Calibur?
I'm really excited for Tekken. Actually.
Yeah.
So
you know who's in there, right? Akuma.
Oh, I know.
Akuma Matata.
And Akuma's not even like my biggest Street Fighting favorite, but
from this one trailer I saw, he kind of comes off as the hero. I don't know if that's how it's being played out, but it kind of looked like it, which would be really weird.
Yeah, Akuma's kind of
evil.
Yeah. It's fine. Yeah. Injustice 2. When's that one?
Boy, good question. I think next. Is it March? Dylan, when's it come out?
Why are you asking me?
It says all I can find is 2017.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's not dated yet. I thought it
Maybe.
was.
Who is the leopard guy?
King?
Is that his name?
May 16th. Oh yeah, they tweeted. Sure, the director of the game or whatever tweeted that out.
Oh, okay. Ed
Yeah.
Boon?
I don't know. Ed Boon.
Yes, Ed Boon.
I don't know, some guy. Ed Man.
That's Mr. Mortal Kombat, dude.
I know. That's why. Yeah. But
Ed Boon
yeah.
and John Tobias.
So Jason, why don't we take a walk through your comic rack?
Okay, well,
Yeah.
let's do that. There is a bit of Injustice 2 in the comic rack as well, which are not in the show notes, but I will make note of it because there will be a prequel comic, much like with the original Injustice, where they went back to show you the events that led up to Superman taking over the world. There will be a prequel to Injustice 2 to bridge the gap between the two games. So that will debut online, and then it will be available on the comic rack in collected editions, which is exactly the same thing I believe that they did with the original Injustice comic for a while anyway. The original Injustice comic, I think, just wrapped, and I think it ran for like 5 years or something like that. So it was very successful for. I'm not too surprised that they're doing this. Moving past that, we have a little Dark Horse news because they're going to release a new Buffy the Vampire Slayer series, and this is going to be the third visit to Buffy's high school years that Dark Horse has done. So it's not because they've done successive seasons. If you follow Buffy at all from Dark Horse, they've done season 10, season 11, though it was still on television. So this one is going back to the high school years television show again. And so if anybody really loved the show, it's not a bad idea for you to check out. Look for that this year. Also, coming up very shortly will be Bloodshot Reborn 0. That's from Valiant Comics. And that is going to be kind of like a series of flashbacks to show Bloodshot being set up, like who the character is and stuff like that. It's a good jumping on point. Valiant tends to do this a lot, where they'll bring up an issue in one of their runs that is just bring new readers on board, but at the same time, be exciting for current. So it's something they do very well. Also, if you don't read Valiant comics, they do an excellent job with them. So definitely check that out. Bloodshot Reborn #0, and then also from Valiant is going to be Exo Manowar #1. Now this is the second series of Exo Manowar that's coming up later this year. The first series ended in 2016 on something of a cliffhanger. I won't spoil it for anybody if you haven't read it, but it was very good. It was well done, and of course you knew they weren't going to retire him because he's one of the biggest heroes in the Valiant universe. So he would be back, and here he is. This picks up on an alien world, and it features the main character. His name is Erich. Features him fighting his way back up the ranks to become what he used to be, which is the wearer of this alien armor called Senshara, I believe. He was known as Exo Manowar. So he's fighting his way back to being that, and it's going to be a year-long story arc. So this is one that you're going to have to strap in for the long haul. But knowing Valiant, it's going to moving on from that, we've got a little Marvel comic stuff. Star Wars Rogue One will be getting a comic adaptation. This is not going to be a straight adaptation of the movie because there's going to be a lot of new stuff in the book. So if you are a Rogue One fan, there will be new scenes and stuff like that you did not see in the movie. So watch for that. It's kind of, I guess, it's kind of like a director's cut kind of a thing.
A director's cut comic book.
Sort of.
That's interesting,
right? It's an interesting idea. It's an interesting idea. I'd like to see more stuff like that, honestly, because we get movie adaptations every once in a while, but they're usually pretty much straight adaptations. So see something like that would be kind of cool.
Sometimes people write books about them.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Or like people write books about video games too.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Assassin's Creed books. Halo
yeah, we
books.
actually had an Assassin's Creed novel reviewed on this site. We acted a review.
Yeah.
Of Assassin's Creed Heresy, which he liked a lot. So, if you like Assassin's Creed and you're missing it, check that out.
Read a book.
That's right. Read a book.
Video games are over.
Yesterday's donuts, man. You gotta read a book now. Also, lastly, this week, in terms of relatively big news, was the Defenders. If you're not familiar with what Marvel is doing with the Defenders, they're going to have a Netflix series. It's basically a team up of Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist, and it's more or less Defenders has been a Marvel thing for a long time. And they're going to have a series on Netflix. So this, of course, is resulting in a resurgence of Defenders in the Marvel comic book universe, and there will be a new Defenders comic as well. That'll be coming out, I think, a little later on in the spring.
Do we know if the Defenders are ever going to mesh with the
Avengers?
movies? Yeah.
I think you can safely say
Maybe.
Maybe.
The thing is that Marvel has been really, really, kind of odd with mixing. It seems okay to talk about the movie events on TV, but not talk about events that happened on TV, which is, it's kind of odd because you'd expect some crossover there, but no, it hasn't really happened. And then again, a lot of the stuff that's happened on TV is relatively small scale in terms of movie stuff.
Because the directors of the TV shows are doing it really well. They're talking about this big event happened in New York City.
Right. They talk about the Battle of New York all the time. On I think they did it on Daredevil as well, but I know on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. they had it on. So it's there. It's just very strange how they're doing it because it's kind of like they're kind of half weighing it.
Yeah.
But I have heard that there is like a ridiculous amount of superhero Infinity War or whatever they're calling it. So, you never know.
Because if they want to put it in the movies, I don't see a point in recasting them if they already been doing well on Netflix.
Right. It makes no sense. Yeah, exactly. Then you run into a situation like what DC is doing with their shows because a lot of their shows are really popular on CW, and it's just, I remember when they released the casting for the Justice League movie, and everybody was like, "Why aren't they just using Grant Gustin as the Flash?"
Exactly.
And then they went into this whole multiverse thing, and who knows what's going to come of that. But it's very strange because with Marvel, it's even stranger. They say that everything is connected, and then they kind of act like it isn't. So I don't really understand what they're doing, but in any event, the Defenders should be. And if you like the Defenders, you'll probably like the comic.
And for anybody who wants to know about when Iron Fist is releasing on Netflix, it's March 17th, 2017, with 13 episodes.
Okay.
So.
And the nice thing about that, of course, is they'll all hit at once.
Yes. I don't have to wait for them.
Also, if anybody likes Daredevil, the new Daredevil book from Marvel, well, I shouldn't say new, it's fairly deep in the run, but it's really good. It's got a lot of Inhuman stuff. It's enjoyable.
I need to read the Last of Us and Uncharted comic books. I actually wanted to read those. I never got the chance to.
There was an Uncharted comic?
I'm pretty sure there was. But speaking of ending it on the Defenders, we wanted to add a couple more things in. I know you wanted to add something about Zelda.
Well,
but first, the Uncharted movie is official.
Ah, yes, right.
Which it would be pretty cool if God, what's his name? Jeez, it just went away from my head. What's the voice actor's name?
Troy Baker?
No, that played Nathan Drake.
Nolan North.
Yeah, Nolan North. Yeah, that just slipped from my mouth. Jesus. Yeah, it would be cool if Nolan North, but he's actually like 60 years old right now. Nolan North.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Unless they make it a cartoon movie.
Oh my God. It's not gonna.
Listen, not a bad idea.
But yeah, they got the director. I'm just just got to see who will be the actors.
Yeah.
Do you
There was rumors that it was going to be
Mark Wahlberg?
Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, but he's not involved in it anymore. So
Yeah. I didn't think he wanted to do it in the first place, though.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well,
Just
not now.
yeah, it's not now. But it's pretty cool that it's official now.
Yeah, that is cool.
Thank
and then there was one more thing that I wanted to get Erich's opinion on in specific, because I know, like me, he's a big Nintendo guy.
Oh boy, let's hear it.
Yeah, well, the story that was posted this week about The Legend of Zelda on Wii U and the Switch, the differences are really, really small.
Right.
Between the two versions. So we talked last week about how, releasing on Wii U could affect the Switch version and stuff like that, releasing at the same time. You think this goes further to negatively affect people switching, quote unquote, at launch, or do you think they don't care?
I think I want to put it this way: if you care enough to know that it's not going to be that different, you're probably buying it on the Switch anyway, because you're going to be getting the Switch at launch because you're a big Nintendo fan. And if you don't know that they're going to be that different, you're probably getting it on the Wii U because you're not paying that close attention anyway.
Okay.
Have you guys seen you guys seen the trailer for it, right? The comparison?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like just the fog is heavier and stuff like that on the Wii. I mean, you could definitely see the change in definition.
Yeah, it's much brighter, vibrant, and crisp on the Switch.
I mean, at the same time, if I'm looking at them and I'm like, well, would I play it on Wii U and would I feel like, oh man, no, probably not.
Is it worth $350 or is it worth $50?
You know what it is? I think they made a big deal also about the sound effects, because they say the sound effects are way better on the Switch, which, okay. But one thing that I think puts the Switch over the top, the Switch version over the top, would be the portability aspect. Even though you could only play probably 2 or 3 hours at a time, the battery kicks out, which we also talked about last week. But I think getting into a game as big as Breath of the Wild is, and it's probably going to be a huge game, that's going to be a big plus for certain people. I'm one of them. So for that alone, I think that probably, more people would pick up the Switch version. Again, if you're only going to play it at home, though,
But yeah, that's gonna drive those mega portable battery market.
Yes, I'm sure there's going to be portable batteries like crazy.
And here's another concern. They've done this with past products, with portable devices like that. Will the device overheat if you play and charge?
Well, you can't charge it while playing it because it charges in the dock.
Right.
So
But can you charge it off the dock with a wire?
I don't know.
Or does it have to be specifically hooked up to the dock only?
It's a good question. I haven't really heard anything one way or the other on that.
That's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've seen anything like that.
If I'm not mistaken, I did hear something about there being a cable, but it's like really awkward to use if you don't charge it while it's on the dock. So it's like you don't really want to use it this way, like that kind of a thing. I forget what it was exactly, but I don't think it's the easiest thing in the world to charge it.
But then if they don't do it that way, I mean, you're just gonna you're gonna play it all day when you're out and about, and it's just gonna be a paperweight.
Okay. Well, yes.
A really fancy paperweight.
If it's not charged, yes, it will be a paperweight. It will be. If you can't do it, I guess you just have to hope that there's going to be some battery solutions that will last you extra long time, because this built-in battery is definitely not going to last that long. But like we talked about last week, it will last you a commute.
Yeah.
There is that.
Well, I'm still getting the Switch version. So
Yep, me too.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm living in the freaking Twilight. I feel like I'm the person I know who's like really excited for the Switch. Whatever.
We just gotta
That's
each
good.
day each day passes by, we know more and more. Hopefully, I just wish they released it much faster. The information on it.
Breath of the
And
Wild.
and
Yeah.
do you guys want to talk about what I posted on the Facebook group
What's that?
about the Nintendo Switch? Titanfall
Yeah.
2.
I mean,
Oh.
whatever. So
Yeah.
so because everyone didn't see this, the director of Titanfall 2 said before that if the Switch were powerful enough, Titanfall 2 could come out on it. And then when they saw the specs, he basically laughed and said like no.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: it doesn't surprise me that Titanfall 2 wasn't going to come out on the Switch. I never really expected that. But to be to be a high level employee and a vocal public employee of a
Yes.
game company like this, and to basically laugh at one of
Yeah.
the oldest and most successful video game companies like on the planet, just because it's not strong enough to run your game, is kind of silly. I think he's really lacking professionalism,
Yeah.
and that's not me being a Nintendo fan. Like, that's just because he's lacking professionalism, in my opinion. Maybe,
Yeah, that was rough.
and I mean, it's not even that it's not true, because it's like, yeah, well, the Switch isn't as powerful as these other consoles, but just the implication that good games can't exist on it, which is what I got from that,
Right.
because it's not as strong. That's what got under my skin a little bit, and just he's supposed to be a professional, conduct yourself like one.
Yeah, no, I totally understand where you're coming from. That was really, I think, uncalled for. I honestly, I should have just answered the question very quickly and then moved past it. But it, didn't happen for whatever reason. So I didn't care for that either.
Yeah.
One interesting thing that we heard this week also was that, in terms of Nintendo, was that Breath of the Wild will be closing out the Wii U. In terms of Nintendo releases. So if anybody was thinking that there would be something like Super Mario Odyssey showing up on the Wii U, it's not going to happen. So you will have to switch over to the Switch.
Right. You got to switch to Switch.
That is like, I can see why they're doing it, but I hate when they kill it that fast.
Well, yeah, I mean the Wii U has.
Because they're still making PS3 games.
Well, they probably shouldn't be.
And think about it like this. The PS3's install base is huge, right?
Yes.
And so is like they're still making. I'm pretty sure that they still make a FIFA every year for the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, they probably do.
So like it's really just a matter of how big these install bases are. Now the Wii U's been on life support forever.
Yeah.
It's been dead for a long time. They've just been propping it up until they could release the Switch, I think.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really surprise me that it's getting dropped.
No, it doesn't surprise me either. It's just, I think, I know I heard from somebody who, not anybody who works for the site, but I heard from somebody who said that, well, maybe Mario will come to the Wii U as well, but it's just not going to happen. And this is the official word on that, so that's the end.
And you know what? That's Nintendo needs to do that though. If they want to get people on the Switch, if we found out today that they were releasing Mario on the Wii U, that would be terrible for them to do. And I mean,
yeah, can you imagine if they said Mario Odyssey is going to come out on the Switch and Wii U same day?
It wouldn't be good.
No.
People would like even more so. Like the thing about the Breath of the Wild is that like it runs on both, but it was developed primarily for the Wii U. So it's a Wii U game that they ported to the Switch. And Mario Odyssey isn't that. It's a Switch game.
Right.
It's more powerful than the Wii.
Yeah.
It takes more power than the Wii U has. So
yeah,
I'm not really worried. I'm just excited.
And then, Jason, you had something to say about the launch titles?
Oh, well, this was just in passing that I was just kind of the Switch. Well, I mean, because we kind of spoke about this already. The Switch has 6 launch titles at this point, because I think they announced another one last time we spoke. What was it?
Isaac.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at this article from Polygon. This was made. This article is from the 13th of January, so it's kind of old. But what I see right here is that they only have 4 titles on this one for right now. But they have 1-2 Switch, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, Skylanders, Imaginators, and Just Dance 2017.
Well, it's missing definitely Bomberman.
Yep.
And
What's
then
the
like
other one?
it's going to be a launch title.
But the Wii U, interestingly enough, what did I say it was now? Maybe like 20 launch titles or 23 launch titles or something like that.
Well, they have a launch window, and they have a few games coming in March, which is Has Been Heroes and I Am Setsuna.
Yeah, Setsuna.
That's a great game. I played it on the PS4.
Also coming is going to be, if anybody cares, that was it that not platformer, like a top-down view kind of a game. I forget the title of it now. Slipped right out of my head. But I know there's another one too coming out. And then you have,
What is it, like an action game?
Yeah, it was a PC game. It was an indie game.
And it's top down.
Yeah, a 3/4, that kind of a thing.
Okay.
Binding of Isaac.
Oh, Binding of Isaac. Yes. Yeah.
So Binding of Isaac Plus, I think, is coming out for it, and then Mario Kart. So.
Yeah, a lot of people play Binding of Isaac, so they'll appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm kind of over that one, but it is still a popular game.
Yeah.
I just anytime. What am I playing?
What are you playing?
Yeah, I'm playing stuff. It's just been a busy week for me. I can tell you what I watched recently.
Those aren't video games.
No.
Nadia, what do you got? What are you playing?
What am I playing? Well, I started Ratchet and Clank, so
good.
That time game, that version. I forgot the name.
Okay.
I started it. I actually like it so far. So it's kind of good.
Cool.
It's much different than the other ones.
Yep.
Yeah. How far are you?
Just the beginning.
So where have you left off?
I left off at the part where you have to rescue Captain Quark, I think his name is, on that ship.
Okay, you're in the. Okay, yeah, I know where you're at.
Yeah.
Oh my God, guys! Spoilers.
No, it's like the very beginning of the game. But yeah, I just started replaying the Wolfenstein: The New Order. Actually, I felt the urge to just shoot the Nazi scum.
Hey, why not?
Yeah, I know. I was just like, I just need a dumb shooter. Just need a dumb shooter right now.
I'll tell you what's not a Titanfall 2. That is a good game. I'm playing that right now. I just moved into that, and I'm totally wrapped up in it. So I imagine I'll be done in the campaign like another day or two. I think it's.
Yeah, the campaign. I saw one of my friends. I was watching one of my friends play it, and the campaign is not. The campaign is good, but it's not that long.
Yeah. It's really good. I mean, there's lots of the action is super fast. Graphics are unbelievably good. It's really enjoyable, and the mech stuff is fantastic. So if you like mechs and things like that, this is great. And then I'm also playing Twilight Princess still. So
nice.
How's that?
Twilight Princess?
Yeah.
It's good. Really enjoying it.
What are you playing?
I hadn't really gotten into the non-HD version. So The HD version is terrific. It's mostly new for me because I didn't really get that far in the other one. So.
Right. What part are you at?
I am just back to Hyrule from the Shadow Realm.
Gotcha.
So, enjoying it though. It's a good game.
Okay. Yeah, I am. So I've been playing. I actually picked up Hyrule Warriors Legends.
Oh, cool.
Which it runs a lot better than I thought it would. I was expecting it to run like garbage. It's fine.
Isn't that like Dynasty? Isn't that like Dynasty Wars?
It is.
Yeah.
When it's like it's that you know and you care about, and like it just feels a little better to me.
Yeah, it feels like I'm not attached to the Dynasty Warrior characters. I'm just like, I don't know who this guy is. I'm just he has this really long name. I'm just like, and then they come up with Hyrule, and then I'm just like, oh, this is cool. Running around just killing countless things with Zelda.
Yeah, it's fun.
See, I kind of like Hyrule Warriors. I haven't played Legends though. Looks good. Does it kill your hands after a while?
It's been fine.
Been okay. All right.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Took a page in your book, Jason, and I started playing my save of Twilight Princess again, HD.
Oh yeah.
Didn't play it, so yeah. So that's basically it for me, though. Twilight Princess and a lot of Zelda, actually.
Yeah. I can't fault you there.
But yeah, that's basically it.
It's going to be a Zelda kind of year, I think.
Oh, I hope so.
I did manage to. I don't know if I talked about that last week. I don't know. I did manage to pick up my PlayStation 2 again.
Oh, cool. What are you playing?
Wow.
So I'm actually I like my favorite character is Spyro, and I actually started picking up. I actually do like the Legend of Spyro series.
Gotcha.
But I played I played the Legend of Spyro New Beginning, and then I played the Legend of Spyro Dawn of the Dragon on my PS3. But when I bought the Eternal Night one, which is the second one in the series, so I played 1 and 3, and I was missing this giant gap in between those, and that was Eternal Night. And I started playing that on my PS2. When I was younger, I lost the game. Couldn't find it for like a couple of years. One year I found it again hiding somewhere.
You lost it for years at a time.
Yeah, I did. I never could have find the game. It was crazy. And I started playing it again. And I think the main reason I stopped playing it when I first got it was because I didn't realize how oddly difficult they made this game.
Mm.
So the Spyro The New Beginning is the first one in the series, and I played that, and it was I beat the game like 10 times when I was little. It was just I had so much fun playing it, and I got the second one, I was very hyped to play it, but then I think I realized how difficult it was. But when I was reading reviews about it, I just started reading reviews about it, and I was like, why is this game so difficult? And like when you like jump on a ledge, like I always fall off, or I always fly by the ledge, or like there's so many enemies and you take so much damage even on the easiest difficulty, and it's just ridiculous. And so I looked online at the reviews and stuff about it, the old reviews, and yeah, they had the same complaints about it. The game was the lowest in all the new trilogy, and it had like a 5 out of 10 on that on most people. Most people gave it lower than that, 5 I think being the highest. But yeah, I'm struggling to beat the game, but I'm definitely trying to, because I want to complete that trilogy.
Spyro sucks.
I like Spyro. Come on, man.
So
I like Spyro and
I grew
Still.
up playing Spyro, but yeah, Skylanders is not Spyro.
Not really a fan.
Yeah.
I was more of a Crash Bandicoot.
See, I didn't get into Crash Bandicoot or Jack and Dexter as much as I played Spyro. But I did play a lot of Ratchet and Clank and Sly Cooper.
Ah, Sly Cooper. I like Sly Cooper.
Yeah.
That's
The
another
newest
kind of guy.
the newest one they made is okay. It's not the best one, but
it wasn't very good.
it's decent. But yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think that's about it for us, guys. What does everybody else have anything?
Nope, not from me.
Nope.
Nadia?
Nope.
Nice.
Cool.
All right, everybody. As always, this has been Eric. And Dylan.
Hey guys. See you later.
Nadia.
See ya.
And Jason.
If you've listened this far, I congratulate you because this was a tough episode. Thank you for joining
It's a
us.
tough one. Not our bad.
Now I can go eat my Italian sub.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? It's always fun talking games with you guys. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We will talk to y'all next week with hopefully a more energetic episode.
Well, it would be hard to have a less
Let's. All right. Bye.